Hi, I'm Nina Drzezinski, and I am on the Catalyst with Bill and Shannon Bailey and Jack and Pete Langley. Kind of a generational thing here because we're with the previous owners and the current owners, so it's pretty cool. Jack, would you like to tell me about this a little bit?
We originally bought it in, I'm going to say 1960, and even round figures. And so we owned it for 5 years, but we rebuilt it, and these people have done a spectacular job.
And Pete, you grew up on this boat.
Yes.
60 years later,
Yes, that's true. Thanks to my father here, I was able to get some experiences in life that have also helped me with both, as you know, the Foundry and our current project, the Nordso Foundation. So this boat is really part of that, as we'd say, the catalyst that has brought us all together to help start doing some of these things. And it's wonderful to have Bill and Shannon have us aboard again 50 years later to experience this again and share it with you.
So it's the inspiration for the Nordso project.
Yes, as part of the inspiration, the fact that Catalyst was the first oceanographic vessel for the state of Washington, for the University of Washington, really, that all my life being raised down on the boats and around the water and seeing the waterfront, the beaches, and now the problems with the plastic is a really good thing, as well as even their current charter business, going out and having the kayaks and the things that they bring along and share with the rest of the people. It's a unique thing that this vessel's been so well taken care of by all of its previous owners.
Like Shannon and Bill over here, would you like to tell me about your experience owning and having this boat?
Well, we purchased it about 7 years ago, and it was kind of a jump in and take it over. And my husband is kind of really done a good job in repairing it and taking good care of it. I've done the office. I also work as the kayak guide naturalist aboard, and my husband has been both the captain, the engineer, and the chief builder of the boat. And we've worked together. Our son has worked on the boat as well at various times, and we continue to enjoy working on the boat and being able to expose people to both Southeast Alaska, the Inside Passage, and also the San Juan Islands, where we take the boat.
That's cool that there's multiple family. It's a multiple family boat. So what are all the programs that you do with this boat?
Well, we do 7-day trips mainly in Southeast Alaska between Juneau and Petersburg. We also do north and southbound trips through the Inside Passage of BC. And we do 3 and 6-day trips in the San Juan Islands in the fall. We also do a trip to Victoria in December and act as a B&B to have people go over to Victoria and enjoy the lights.
So what was it way back when you first got the boat? Who was your crew? Was it your family?
just the family.
Wow.
Just the family. The biggest crew the boat's
They
ever
become
had.
very good crew, very good sailors. We have one now connected with Sail America. The number 2 man there was restoring wooden boats, as usual, and restoring them, racing them over in the Riviera in the Caribbean, and then selling them over there, come back and restore another one. So with Dennis Connor and Sail America.
It sounds like it's been an inspiration to everybody who's touched it. Everyone who's grown up on it has continued to be with boats. That's pretty cool. Have you gone through any crazy storms? Does it hold up pretty good through storms and stuff?
Oh, the boat will take more than we will. The boat won't give up, but there's certainly times it will abandon a course and go hide out behind an island until a tide changes or something. Otherwise, dinner's ruined, and we can't have that. So, there's times there's times that it gets the oceans more than we want to be out in. But the boat's obviously been through everything she's faced in her years, including trips to Hawaii, and these guys took her to Mexico regularly. So, she's got a lot of deep sea miles under her.
She also served in the war up in the Aleutians. So she's done an awful lot through her lifetime. She was built in 1932 for the University of Washington for the Oceanic Research Vessel by the Chemistry Department, thus the name Catalyst. and also the foundation of oceanic research that goes all the way to Scripps Institute down in La Jolla. And when we purchased her, brought her back to Friday Harbor, where she originally ported out of as part of the Friday Harbor Labs, which is part of the University of Washington. And the grant that built her, the Rockefeller grant that built the Catalyst, is also the grant that built the Friday Harbor Labs into what they are today.
That's really cool. So you just took her back to where she came from? Oh, that's a
Kind of
sweet.
close the circle.
We have people that remember her when she was there, and they come up and talk to us and give us pictures and tell us stories when she was there, and they like seeing her and coming aboard her.
He said the true words that any yachting or anything, you need a boat that'll take more than you will. And you're safe in that case. Very true. Couldn't be.
Do you remember the first day that you got the boat?
Yeah. I went home and said, "What kind of fool am I?" You know.
I know the word.
You know, honest. Yet to be honest about it, people ask prices and this and that, and I think one of the very wealthy men said, "It's too much if you have to ask." It's a labor of love that provides you with an experience that you can't get on a freeway or other places. Teaches you independence. You're out there, it's up to you.
Yeah. So what is a daily life like on a boat? You don't just wake up, have breakfast, read the paper. There's all this duties you have to do.
Well, waking up's important. We try to do that every day.
Yeah.
And breakfast is also important. But yeah, you have, it's we're in our business. We're underway every day, from late April until the middle of September. The boat moves every day, and we do probably in the course of a summer somewhere around 6,000 miles of traveling, which is remarkable for the old original 1932 diesel engine is in here, and to work her that much and that long, why she's got tens of thousands of hours, hundreds of thousands of hours I would expect on this engine. And you'd never have any hope of that. I mean, 10,000 hours, I imagine, is about the service life of a modern diesel engine, and so that'd be 10 years at our pace, and then you'd have to take it out, throw it away, and get another one. Well, this is the old original engine.
So is that a common thing among boats? Because I know it is among cars and just products today, is that way back when, you buy something from way back when and it still works really well, but these days you buy things and they're so cheap, they're made to break.
They're disposable. That's one of the issues that we have in maintaining the old things that are on the boat, the old original things. Well, if it breaks, you can take it apart and you can fix it. Everything is repairable, either with parts that you have or parts that you make. But the new equipment, it breaks. They've got parts and pieces on them that aren't serviceable. You can't. A bearing will burn out on an electric motor, and the way it's assembled, you can't just replace the $1.50 bearing. You've got to get a new $200 motor, and throw the thing away. Well, we don't. It's down in the bilge somewhere, but that's the idea, that the longevity and the permanence that goes with a boat like this. Even though we're constantly aware of the rules of entropy. Everything slows down, everything goes away, and there's not a better example of that anywhere than an old wooden boat. But the fact that this boat's still going is such a testament to how we should maybe be living. We're so used to buying a car for 2 or 3 years and then getting another car for 2 or 3 years and getting a new TV every other time we go to Costco. And it's something about this old piece of iron and this old piece of yellow cedar and the hands that have touched it and the lives that this boat's affected over the years is, I don't know, there's something we've lost. We're losing today. And that's something that people, when they come on the boat, they get back in touch with that even if they can't articulate it. there's this peacefulness about it all. You know, we don't go fast, we're not loud, we're a long ways from flashy, but I don't know, people that are, you know, they've got important jobs and are in important positions, successful people, and they come on here and they'll say, man, this little tiny bunk, and I sleep better than I do at home in my great big house and my great big bed, and here, and you know, they just can't believe how well they've slept in a 4-foot wide, 6.5-foot long bunk, shared with somebody they knew, you know. But I don't know. There's just a feeling about the old boat that you can't get any other way, I don't think.
Ecology in its truest form.
Sure.
Whether you save an old house or an old boat
Or an old car.
or an old car,
Yeah.
there's something that is serene when you see the end results, or
Yeah.
you see the results of your labor. Our society today, you trade labor for another piece of paper, and here you see the direct results of your efforts. And I think true ecology is that way, not giving enough thought to saving the housefly, for example.
What has it been like being back on the boat? How long has it been
It
since
gives you
you've
the
seen it?
chills.
Yeah. How
So many memories.
first 5 years of your life, or
Well, I was 3, I believe, when we first moved on board. So for my first experiences, it was from, well, let's see, most people's kneecaps and below. So I got to see some of the more unique, finer points of the deck and some of the other things, like my arch nemesis, the windlass, which I hit my head on more times than I can probably count. But yes, there's lots of things about this vessel that'll bring back those chills that he talks about. And as you go around, and they express the fact that the boat is almost like comfort food. When you come back, it's feeling like coming home and having that good meal and being able to settle right back in. Even though it was 50 years ago, we were beginning to experience those. They're still the same feelings today, and being able to share them.
The other thing is a tribute to them. It's here because of them.
Well, and the people
they're good
from
people.
you on. I mean,
Yes,
it
but it's
doesn't
a
just
progression.
happen. It doesn't happen without a team, without a group of people that are committed to the old boat. And,
Yeah.
you know, so there's been a series of owners that have done the right thing. And you know, and I don't think, we don't even look at ourselves as, we're temporary stewards. You know, it's not our boat, it's just our responsibility for a while. And, you know, at some point it'll be somebody else's boat.
so this boat is 79 years old, what we figured out more or less about.
That's about it, yeah. Yeah, coming up on 80, I guess next year's, 2012 would be her 80th birthday, yeah.
It matches its length then now, isn't it?
Yeah, we
79
already did
feet?
that one, so we had the 75th.
The 70.
So, but yeah, so next year she'll be 80.
Gonna have a boat party?
Every day's a boat party.
Do you want a paintbrush?
Maybe. Maybe. Wow, it's a beautiful boat. It's just crazy, and it smells really good when you go inside. All of the finish is super shiny and thick.
It smells better when the cook's been cooking.
Oh, really? Well, I just like the woody, like, scented.
We got that.
Yeah, yes, you do. It's a wooden boat.
Yeah, in fact, the person who just finished up the varnish work has been working on this boat for 16 years, and she calls it one of her girls. And she loves this boat. One year she just did stuff and trade for aprons and T-shirts and mugs because she just likes to work on the boat. She loves it.
It's got good vibes.
That
You
it
know,
does.
that it does.
And it's spread around with not just here. It started early on, I think, back with some of the first deckhand. John Illman, that lived on Marrowstone Island, was one of the first deckhands. And I know we talked about the story, but he met his wife on board, and they actually lived on Marrowstone Island for many years. And he photographed and tracked this boat up and down the west coast, and even photographed the boat in Coos Bay in 1961 when we owned it. And he's tracked almost every owner down, and it's a real pleasure to keep seeing.
We were privileged to take.
Wait a minute, I'm going to stop this.